Almost 1 year later, Israel's incursion into Gaza, targeting Hamas militants there, is still a contentious issue. In a report, the UN-appointed panel accuses Israel and the militant group Hamas of war crimes and possibly crimes against humanity during the December to January conflict. Israel's foreign ministry expressed outrage. It rejected the report's demand for an independent Israeli investigation into the war. Israeli government spokesman Mark Regev.
The Israeli government made the right decision in not cooperating with this almost kangaroo court. They had decided in advance who was the guilty party, and we saw that with the way they acted.
An official of Hamas, which rules Gaza, said the report validates its condemnation of Israel's incursion into the Gaza Strip.
The report affirmed in some of its elements the credibility of Hamas in truths it reported on regarding crimes committed by the Zionist enemy, true war crimes and their killings in the dozens of Palestinian families.
The report says Israel failed to take precautions required by international law to avoid or minimize civilian deaths. It also says Hamas militants fired rockets into Israel with the intent of harming civilians. But the bulk of the findings focus on Israel. More than 1,300 Palestinians died during the 3-week incursion. Israel says most of them were militants, but the Palestinians dispute that. 13 Israelis died. The report says Hamas and Israel should both conduct independent investigations. South African jurist Richard Goldstone headed the panel.
And while we're critical of both Israel and the Gaza authorities for having done far too little in that regard, we came to the conclusion that these are cases where there may be unwillingness, but there is ability.
The report says the UN Security Council should refer the evidence to the International Criminal Court in The Hague if either side fails to comply. The U.S. government has said it has concerns about some of the recommendations. A spokesman would not elaborate. Robert Raffaele, VOA News.